Hello everybody, welcome back. Last we left off, we were headed over to this abandoned mining facility, which is apparently in a asteroid within an asteroid field, usually where you find asteroids. So we're going to head off down over there, mostly because that's where the general told us to go. I don't really have any real reason to go there other than that. So we come into this Jedi Knight phase here, and instantly you realize it's quite empty. There's no enemies, there's nothing. It's pretty barren. And I was expecting, to have to fight through the typical 6-7 waves of enemies before anything would actually happen, but nothing. Actually, there's a pretty good view looking outside of the mining facility, but there's just this random guy standing over here, so we're going to have to go find out why he's here and why he's being a total creeper in this abandoned mining facility, which is apparently not abandoned completely.
Greetings. I am Valis. Your quick response is most appreciated. Please forgive the deception. Admiral Hacklin remains Darth Angrel's faithful servant. His name simply made this meeting convenient.
He's a Sith! Kill him!
Now, really, is that any way to treat your family?
Family? Kira, you know this man?
Don't listen to him. He's trying to confuse you. Us.
Your Padawan isn't who you think. She's no Jedi. She's a child of the Emperor, like me. And it's time she returned to our father's warm embrace.
I've never heard of any Emperor's children. Who are you people?
The chosen ones, selected at birth to serve our father's great glory. A distinction we should wear with pride. Don't deny your true lineage.
I'm not a Sith. Don't let him turn you against me. We can defeat him. Together.
We have no quarrel, Jedi. Return to your ship and let Kira come home. The Emperor wills it.
It doesn't matter where she came from. She's my Padawan.
Tell our father not to expect any calls or letters.
There's no escaping your destiny, Kira. Thanks to your little brush with Darth Angrel, the Emperor knows you're alive, and where to find you. No matter where you go, Father sees you. He sees you right now. And he wants you back.
I'd rather die than see him again.
So be it, sister.
Wait, what? Kira's a child of the Emperor? Like, I didn't even see that coming. Like, she doesn't even act like she's Dark-Sided. Well, other than the fact that she was pretty quick to want to kill this guy. She learns that from me. But it's interesting. You gotta wonder if my Jedi actually feels any reservations towards that. Or, whoop, as I go flying over a box like a total boss. You gotta wonder if he is against the fact that she is, or if he's, I guess, understanding of the fact. I mean, you gotta understand, his brother is a Sith warrior and is a powerful Sith, right? And he's actually the hand of the Emperor. So you gotta wonder, is he gonna be understanding, or is he gonna not want anything to do with Kira? Because you gotta remember, he's pretty adamant about killing Sith, right? That's one of the things he loves to do now. So is she a Sith or is she a Jedi? That's the question that needs to be asked, and once that question is answered, then and only then can we trust Kira. So I guess we'll just have to find out here. We'll go back to my ship, like so, come up over into this room, which I don't get to go to often, and use the holo terminal here and figure out whether she is a Sith or not.
Thanks for sticking by me. I know this was a big shock, but I can explain. My parents were Sith, but the Emperor isn't my father. Child of the Emperor is just a title. I was taken from my parents when I was a baby. Raised in the Sith Academy with others like Valis. It was brutal.
You've been taught the ways of the dark side.
Sort of. Never been much of a student, and some things I'd rather forget. Every so often, the other children were taken to see our father. They came back different. Nobody ever remembered meeting the Emperor. One day, I realized I couldn't remember anything from the past week. They were doing the same thing to me.
I'm starting to understand. You escaped the Sith, didn't you?
Nobody treats me like a droid and gets away with it. I was still a child then. Small enough to stow away on a supply ship leaving Imperial space. Lived in lots of bad places until I met Master Coix. She brought me to the Jedi. Changed my life.
Did you tell Master Coix about your past?
No. How would I even begin? By the way, I was born a Sith. Is that a problem? I always knew sooner or later I'd have to come clean. Just hoped I could prove myself as a Jedi first. Now the Emperor knows where I am. The Sith will never stop hunting me.
They'll take you over my dead body.
I'm having a very inappropriate urge to kiss you. But I won't. I'm ready to tell the truth. To Master Coix, the Jedi Council, everyone. No more secrets. We should probably let the General know he's not getting his Admiral.
Not a Sith then, definitely a Jedi, at least for the time being. So one thing to keep in mind is when she said that she was taken from her parents as a child, that affects most of my legacy from here on, so that'll be something that we bring up in the future.
The Admiral was never here, General. This was a trap.
Blast! I'm sorry for putting you in harm's way on a lie. It won't happen again. I'm afraid there's more bad news. Your Jedi Masters both missed their last 2 comm checks.
That isn't like Master Coix. What planet did you send her to?
Tatooine. Master Orgus went to Alderaan. I need you to find out what's happened to them and our weapon labs.
Understood, General. But first, I need to consult with the Jedi Council on an important matter.
More important than saving the galaxy from Darth Angral? I'd like to know what that is.
Sorry, General. Jedi business.
Fine, if that's how you want to play it. Angral's still up there. May the Force be with us all. Varsooth, we're out.
Let's get this over with. Master Coix and Orgus need our help. I'll be meditating in my quarters. Let me know when we're at Tython.
Off to Tython it is then. So just as from what I said before about how her getting taken from her parents affects most of my legacy, it's the fact that that one thing that is told to my Jedi is something that continues on down the line. You see, my bounty hunter's children were also... He took his own children and moved them over to the Republic because they were both Force sensitive. He didn't want the same thing happening as happened to Kira because he knew the whole story, right? Same thing with the 2 Mirialans or Mirialans, I guess they're called, the twins. They too were also taken from their parents, which was my smuggler, to try to keep them from becoming Sith, although one was unsuccessful, unfortunately. But that's a whole different story entirely.
Master Satele, my mission has become more complicated. Masters Orgus and Coix have disappeared. I'm headed for Tatooine and Alderaan to find them. But first, my Padawan has something important to tell you. Kira?
I was born on Dromund Kaas. My parents were Sith. Ooh, much easier the second time. There's more, obviously.
I should hope so. Give me time to assemble the council. Most of us are still off-world.
And then my master convinced me to come here and tell you. That's pretty much everything.
We've heard rumors about these children of the Emperor before, but this finally confirms their existence.
Troubling that we never sensed the truth about Kira, and Master Coix brought her to us.
That makes her especially dangerous. She can't be allowed to remain free.
Kira's master should have a voice in this. What do you recommend?
The situation doesn't require a reaction. I just thought you should know the truth.
And now that we know, we can't ignore the threat she represents to our entire order. To allow her to remain a Padawan, become a Jedi Knight, it's inconceivable.
Is it? Did we not first learn of the children of the Emperor from a Sith turned to the light?
Master Braga speaks the truth. No one is beyond redemption.
It was natural for you to fear our reaction, considering your upbringing. What's important now is that you leave your past behind and devote yourself to the Jedi. Can you do that?
I've been trying to ever since Master Coix found me.
Kira's a good Padawan. I trust her with my life.
There you have it. I need no further proof of Kira's loyalty.
Agreed. And I believe the best course of action is to leave Kira where she is.
This is a mistake. If Master Kawix were here, she'd tell you the same.
Until she returns, this council's ruling stands. Kira is safest in your care.
I appreciate you giving her another chance.
I promise I'll make you all proud. Even you, Master Caden.
You did well bringing this to us, but you should return to your mission. May the Force be with you on Tatooine and Alderaan.
So there you have it. That's his final decision. She's trustworthy. She's a Jedi. She's not going to turn on me at any point. So that's just what my Jedi apparently feels, and I'm okay with that.
Don't think I didn't notice the risk you took by standing up for me. I never felt this close to Master Kawix. Your support was special.
Anytime. I'm just glad we're staying a team.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. Ready to go whenever you are, Master.
It's probably worth noting that this little relationship that they're developing is not okay with the Jedi Code. Basically, the Jedi Code says that emotional attachments are pretty bad, and that they typically lead to the dark side. Now, the thing is, there are still marriages within the Jedi, but it's nothing like this, where it's a Padawan and a Master. Like, that's pretty inappropriate in the Jedi's eyes. But you gotta understand, my Jedi, while he is a Jedi, he doesn't necessarily agree with all the Jedi Code. One of that is the emotional attachment and all that, or just emotions in general. So it's something they tend to explore, as you'll see here.
Ever wonder who you'd be if the Jedi hadn't taken you in?
Some days, I don't feel like a Jedi at all.
Been there, still going. Every day. I should be dead or worse 1,000 times over. The first months after I escaped Korriban? Exciting. Not easy staying alive when you're a 10-year-old Sith fugitive. No friends, no food, no home.
It never occurred to you to seek out the Jedi Order?
Run to my mortal enemies seemed like a bad plan. Stuck it out on Nar Shaddaa instead. Spent 8 years sleeping in alleys. Good times. Finally got caught stealing a starship hyperdrive. Should have seen Master Kawix's face.
Hyperdrives aren't much good without a starship.
Flying's hard. Taking stuff apart and selling it? Easy. Still remember when Master Kawix realized I was Force-sensitive and asked me to be her Padawan. It was... weird. Nobody ever gave me a choice before. Still getting used to that.
You should be comfortable with it by now. When did Master Kawix recruit you?
Couple of years ago. What can I say? Old habits. Point is, I know what I'd be if I weren't a Jedi. And I'm never going back.
And now it's actually time to explore their little relationship as opposed to that last one.
You're not like most Jedi. That's a compliment. No offense to the Council, but if I stood around moralizing all day, I'd need a padded zero-G cell.
That's why you and I get along. We're not afraid of diving into trouble.
Trouble's only a problem if you can't handle it. Jedi need to get out more. Using the Force, it's fun. Mind and body supercharged. Everything's more intense.
What about something that's already intense? Kiss, for instance.
Some experiences are downright explosive, if you do them right. Should probably get moving. Galaxy in peril and all that.
Woo! Whoa, Kira, that was a lot of innuendo there. You wanna think about being a bit more subtle? It was kind of like all up in my face. Like, what are you trying to say? Jeez, woman. Gosh.
That whole Jedi aren't allowed to feel emotions rule? I don't get it. Sure, anger's bad. Why cross off everything else? Anyone tell the troops they can't enjoy shore leave? Would we have a government if senators couldn't throw wild parties?
They almost treat us like children.
Pretty far past almost, don't you think? We're expected to throw ourselves into the fire? Fine, let us off the leash. No reason we can't live it up a little before we die.
You could start any time. Or do you like talking more than doing?
You asked for it. See? I'm all about the doing. To be continued, tough guy.
She is a woman who really likes her innuendos, but let's move on, I guess, and actually go to Tatooine now.